Hello, thank you for tuning into this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are listed below, and if there's anything, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com, information below. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and get into your selection. Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Pisces? Alright, so it definitely depends. There's something good here. Something real good here. Okay. Okay. I don't know why it's like, I'm having a minute pulling it forward. Like I want you to have it, whatever it is, definitely. It's about bringing it into and holding it in reality. I'm saying this as a Pisces too, so like, just in case it sounds weird. One of the hang-ups with Pisces, which most of us have, is we live in the dream world a little bit too much, and not enough from what we want in our thoughts comes into reality. Not enough. We bring some of it in, but usually not enough. This is one of those moments where you can have it all. But it's like remembering to bring it into reality and holding yourself accountable to get it into reality and keep it there. I don't think it's going to be that difficult. It's just keeping yourself in that mindset. Like if you're thinking about somebody or something, it could be a job. It doesn't have to be about a person. I just kind of went there, I think, because Pisces are usually in love with love. But whatever it is, it's kind of like, all right, I'm thinking about it. That's what I want to do. And then going, wait a minute. Yes, I want to do that. How do I bring this thought into tangible reality? How do I make that happen? So it's like I'm thinking, if you're thinking about somebody and you like want to go to some event with them or something like that, you make sure that you put yourself out there and you're like, hey, you want to go? Or, oh, have you heard about this event? It doesn't have to be that bold. It could be just like, hey, person that I'm thinking of, have you heard about this event? You could just start that way. Have you heard about this event? Are you into those type of things? I was kind of wanting to go. I was looking for somebody to go with. Stuff like that. If it's a business situation, it's putting yourself forward and making sure people hear you. I would like to be a part of this. Are there any opportunities over here? I see this opportunities here, and putting it forward and kind of like saying, hey, I want to go for this. Would you back me up on that? It doesn't have to be grand, like crazy, monumental moves forward, but it has to be some persistent, tangible, yes, I took steps to move forward type of thing. Because dreams can come into reality. You're in that moment. Dreams could come into reality. You got the world coming in with the 7 of Cups. For Pisces especially, this is saying, what you've thought about, what you wanted, it's time to make a decision. Are you going to move it forward into reality or not? You got the Queen of Cups in your favor. That's cups or water emotion, Pisces water. You're in a position to make this happen right now and to stabilize it and create a pattern that will work for you. Whatever it is, if you're able to bring it into tangible reality, whatever it is, I do believe you'll probably create some type of pattern with it. I just feel like it'll naturally happen. The initial steps, those are the hardest ones. Once you get a pattern or once you know what you do works, you get a level of comfort, and I feel like you'll stick with it and you'll keep doing it. I don't know what else I need to say about that. It kind of reminds me of like, for example, when people make food, sometimes they get used to making it a certain way, and it's like it doesn't take much to do it the same way. Other people are more creative and they have certain ways of creating things, but they also, I've noticed, even the creative people, they get used to certain spices or certain techniques, and they tend to revolve around those techniques and spices. So I'm thinking, once you get into it, once you break that initial barrier, I don't think it's going to be that hard anymore. You'll get used to it. You'll realize you need to keep moving to keep it going, and I don't think that's going to be difficult for you. It's just the initial getting it there, getting it moving forward. You got the Tower coming to your favor too. This is I've had this happen to me recently, where the Tower actually is very welcome. Okay. The Tower was holding back, hiding the Lover's card. This, again, the Tower can be a good thing in my opinion. I'm not one to just have a static meaning for all cards, but this one, it talks about a shift. It talks about a shock. Now, I'm not saying initially it won't be a little uncomfortable. It could be, oh my gosh, the hiccups. It could be very uncomfortable initially, but it gives way to the Lover's card. It's worth it. Something is, I want to be sure I'm fair about this. If you move forward in some respect, the Tower card is a good card in the sense of like, I feel like you're going to be shocked with what comes back towards you, and you get the Lover's card coming towards you. So it's like almost saying, hey person, have you heard of this event? Oh yeah, I love that event. I'm really looking forward to going to this year. Would you want to come with me? Like, does that make sense? Like, I was going to see if, I was having the thing where you were going to ask them if they wanted to go, and they might cut you to the chase and be like, oh yeah, I want to go to that. I'm actually, do you want to go? Because I'm really looking forward to going to that. It's kind of like, oh, that got a lot easier than I thought that was going to be. It's not going to be the uphill battle like it seems like it might be. It's actually easier than, it's just taking those initial steps forward. The momentum kind of meets you halfway, it seems like, which is pretty good. It doesn't have to be a romance thing. I know the Lover's card's here. There's another romance card coming. Doesn't have to be that. It could be business. It could be whatever is very important to you. It does not have to be, especially with general reads. And I'll even be honest with you. Sometimes when I'm doing personal reads, I get these type of cards, but they come off with a different energy. Just because they're geared towards love doesn't mean they're always going to be that way. I don't know why I'm going there, but it depends what else it's building from, what else the reading is building from. So whatever this is for you, there should be more built from this. Because whatever it is, you've been waiting to move forward. You may have been looking to move forward in this situation. You may have seen your opportunity and maybe not felt like you could grab it. Well, it's coming forward. It's ready, but you got to do a little bit on your side to get it started, to push it forward, to get it unhinged. Unhinged? Unhinged, sure. I keep seeing a boulder, like, got to nudge it forward, but for some reason I'm using the word unhinged. Maybe you need a moment where you need to be unhinged. Take that with a grain of salt. You're totally responsible for whatever you do. This is just a general read. They're for entertainment purposes only, so, do what you think is right responsibly. Live life responsibly, whatever that means. I almost feel like I almost went into that drink responsibly thing, and that, yeah. You got the Sun card and the willpower here. You have this. You do have this. This is easily within your realm of possibility. You may be messing with yourself mentally at the same time. The trick is, if you're messing with yourself mentally, rewrite that. Turn that around and make that your biggest cheerleader instead of your biggest, bully. If you're messing with yourself mentally, turn that around. Instead of letting yourself be your biggest bully, be your biggest ally, be your biggest cheerleader. Cheer yourself forward. Cheer yourself forward. Give yourself those coaxing moves forward. Praise yourself for doing it. Praise yourself for going forward. Even if it's the littlest thing, it's your mind. Nobody knows what's in there. That's your business. Let yourself be happy. Let yourself cheer yourself on. The Wheel of Fortune coming in with that Tower. You start opening the door flies wide open, and I feel like that's what I want. I feel like I'm looking at this big door, and it's like really heavy. So like, say it was a 500-pound door, just for the argument's sake. And it's like, it's really like, I don't know if I can move this. I don't know if I can move this without any help. And the more I try, I get like, it cracks open a little bit, and somebody else is like, oh hey, I'll help you with this. And then the door is completely wide open, and you're like, oh, I didn't expect people to help me with this. It's kind of like that type of situation. Okay. How do we get to the next spot? Like, how do we get there? Because there's the hiccup part, the shock. Even though it's good, there is this a little bit of bewilderment with it, so it could kind of throw you off for a minute. Kind of like, I don't know, I just feel like I could be shell-shocked. Make sure you're present in the moment. Make sure whatever this is, if you want to do it, you push yourself forward to say yes. It's air. A block being released. The Two of Swords reversed. A block being released, and then the Temperance card is backing it up. All you got to do is keep moving. All you got to do is keep moving. All you got to do is keep moving. Whatever this is, I feel like you've already made up your mind what or if you want to be a part of it. The lighten your load with the movement forward is like, I feel like I don't have to overthink it. If I just make the decision and keep myself busy, living your life that way, I don't know about living every day for the rest of your life that way is a good idea, but there's certain periods in time where, especially if you're a person who overthinks, and I'm saying that as a person that I tend to, so sometimes I just got to be like, all right, you know what, I got to stop this, stop thinking and just do. Just do and concentrate on what you're doing. Just to like snap yourself out of that mindset. At least that's what works for me. You decide if that works for you or not. But moving forward lightens the load. Continuing movement forward lightens the load, especially emotionally, a lot. And then I get as it keeps moving forward, there will be things that are long-term question marks. The hiccups are less here, but they're still there. Bring things into reality. Seven of Cups reversed. And then the Hanged Man also reversed. Bring things into reality. Keep things into reality. There's this weird energy where it's almost like, say, I'm going to use the person thing again. It could be a job, could be anything. But say you go to this event, and it's nice enough, and then you go your separate ways afterwards, and then just nothing, it just seems like nothing happens after that, and it starts to feel like, oh, that was easy come, easy go. So if this is happening, if you're getting this reading before this moment happens, whatever this may be, and again, it could be business, and even if it is business, and you're getting a contact, and you're getting invited into something, and you're being a part of something, you want to find a way to keep in contact with the people who are helping you move forward. So if it's a business situation, you want business contacts that you can lean on to keep you moving forward. If it's a dating situation, you want to make sure that you have found a way to stay in contact with them, maybe in a social media type of way. Start a conversation about social media if you do Instagram or something like that, or YouTube. You know, I'm on YouTube here, obviously. Talk about that. See if there's ways you can stay connected. If you can find a way to where you can have like some way to contact them. And then, you know, I would say a minimum of twice a week. Take it with a grain of salt. You decide what's right. Just touch base with them. It doesn't have to be big things. It could be just little things. Just a hello, just a what's going on, just thought I'd touch base type things. That will help this a lot. The situation is supposed to keep moving forward anyway. This spot, this part, this period could be, there's a chance it could be very, it could kind of drudge along. It doesn't have to be. It could be more smoother, but this is another piece where if you're pushing it forward, if you're moving it forward, if you're putting out that energy, makes it a lot smoother. It can be a lot more enjoyable trip. It just kind of reminds me of a long car trip where if you're planning ahead and you're like, you know, you bring something to listen to, like an audiobook or your music or whatever, and you bring snacks and you have your stuff and you bring some extra money for when you stop at little pit stops to get sodas and whatever, like you can plan ahead to make this trip nice. You don't have to, and you'll make it through the trip either way, but it's kind of like if you've planned ahead and you have things that you want and you can enjoy and distract yourself along the way, it can be a much more enjoyable cruise. Because I get it can feel a little drudgingly, but these two cards together. I think, I'm saying this as a Pisces, I think we naturally, as Pisces people, we just kind of look out for other people. We kind of ask what the other people want. We are accommodating naturally. So in this period, if you're just kind of looking out and talking about things you like and kind of open, because it just seems like naturally Pisces usually opens that door for other people to talk about themselves. Just make sure you're giving what you like too. If they're talking a lot, make sure you match whatever. So like say they like subs. They like roast beef subs. They just put that out there. And you're like, yeah, oh, well, subs are okay, but I prefer a burrito, for example. And just make sure that you put that out there. Like, subs are good, but I would prefer a burrito over a sub if I was going to have something like that. To me, it's comparable. Maybe not to everybody. Just make sure you're matching in there. Put a lot of your energy in this. Put a lot of energy in this situation. Be careful to not think it rude to put out there what you like, especially if the other person is putting out what they like. You want to match that energy. You want them to understand and get to know you as much as you understand and get to know them. I know it's out there, and it is true that people like to talk about themselves. But if you only let them talk about themselves, they are not investing in you. They are only telling you about who they are, and that's going to be a very selfish connection. You got to put your information out there too. And you can also gauge how much they're interested in you by how much they remember and how much they pay attention to you. Because if it's a very selfish, one-sided, they just want it to be about them situation, ultimately that won't work for you anyway. Be it business, pleasure, whatever. Just keep that in mind. I don't know. Sometimes I get a little bit on a soapbox about that one. Because, like, yes, people do like to talk about themselves. But even in a business situation, if they're only talking about them and you don't put your energy in there too, it's going to be a very selfish, one-sided relationship, and you will not get what you actually want from that. I'm just saying. If it's all about them, that's one-sided, that's not going to be good. Getting them to talk about themselves and getting that balance, boom, you can go very far with that. Whoever this is, whatever this is, they already like you, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. I feel like this is obvious. We've shown the Lover's card and the Two of Cups somewhere in my hand. In my hand, the Sun card is here. There's a lot of positive energy here. The thing is, we want to get this going forward in a good balance. And we want to make this as comfortable as possible. Make sure you share what you like, too. You don't want a lopsided situation. Those don't last. They don't. Or worse, they do last, but you're not happy. I'm just saying, a one-sided, lopsided relationship, business, pleasure, whatever it is, a lopsided relationship, either A, doesn't last, or B, you wish it wouldn't, because you get stuck in something that you're really not enjoying. Keep that in mind. If you set the tone in the very beginning, it will help you get where you want to be and stay where you want to be. I think we're there. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.